Yeah, all areas. I mean, I thought today was sloppy. Wasn't pleased with today. Um, guys making mistakes and some pre-snap penalties and some just sloppy play. I mean, just overall. So I'm not pleased with that. We're going to get back in here this afternoon, and we're going to meet. We're going to watch it. Guys going to get a couple of days off, and then we got to get back at it Monday. But yeah, we got a lot of work to do. Certainly glad we're not playing this week. We've got next week to get ready, and then of course game week's end of next week. So a lot of work we got to do.
Is separation in the run game that you would like or no?
What do you mean?
Is there a separation between Walker,
running backs,
Pryor, and
we're going to need all those running backs. I think they all got some unique skill sets. I think they're all very talented. I think they run hard. I think they can make people miss. We got guys that can run through guys. So it'll be by committee, I think. That's what we'll look at it. Now, if a guy's got a hot hand, he's seeing things, he's feeling it, then he'll certainly get more opportunities. And I think it's a good room. I think it's a solid room. We feel good about him in protection, but also in the running game. And so we'll see what happens as we get closer to game week. And then on the game, once we start playing, I mean, to me, it's like, all right, who's the best out there? That's who we'll play.
You haven't been sloppy for the most part through camp. Does that make today more frustrating?
No, I mean, I just think, you're not going to be perfect all the time. I think we've had an overall body work, good camp, really good camp. But I think today was not all there. Now, we're playing everybody. Everybody's in the game, so it's not that, go back and look at it. All right, who is it? Who's making the mistakes and who's doing those things? But it's, we got to be crisper. We got, certainly not game ready right now. And I think that's the emphasis as we move to next week.
Do you chalk it up to being the last day? Do you chalk it up to not being where you need to be?
I think it's probably we're playing a lot of guys. I think it's not the full starting unit that's out there. So we got mixed in. Maybe 8 of them are starters, a few are not. So you got to look at that piece of it. I think there's a lot of that continuity. But also, hey, we got to keep getting better. I mean, that's the mindset. So really just want to set that tone for the guys, especially with 2 days off.
Defensive line, a lot of names that we know. Drew Logan maybe is a guy that people don't know a lot about. How pleased have you been with he flashed early today?
I just think the last 7 or 8 months for Drew, man, been awesome for him. He's a walk-on football player, earned a scholarship this spring, and I think he's continuing to work, and he's going to be in a rotation. He's certainly going to play. He's going to give us some good minutes. The last couple practices he's been in the backfield, had a sack again today. I mean, he's where he's supposed to be all the time, and he makes plays just because of his effort. And I really appreciate that. And he rubs off on his teammates.
In a world of college sports today, he had a chance to be a scholarship guy somewhere. What's it say about him that he came here, walked on, and
there's still something to be said about how guys just want an opportunity. And I think for him, he wanted to come play here at Cincinnati. He wanted this opportunity. And credits to him, he stuck with it. And I think he stuck with it. He kept getting better and better. I love those kind of stories. We're seeing those stories, I think, sometimes get overlooked for the NIL. These guys making a ton of money, but it gets overlooked when a guy like that does what he's supposed to do. Guys like that is going to be successful his whole life, and it's a great example of it. So I'm really proud of him, and big things for him this year.
The receivers seem better. Has it helped the DBs to go against those guys?
Certainly has. I think the first week and a half of practice, I mean, the receivers got the best of them. Then the DBs started getting used to the speed of the game for them and started settling in, I thought. But it's certainly going to help them as we move forward throughout the season. We're going to play some outstanding receivers. Game one, some great receivers, great quarterback, So we're going to have to be certainly ready for that. But it is. When you go good on good like this, you're helping yourselves out. Both sides of the ball, I think, really, iron sharpens iron. That's what we're going to do. We'll continue that next week as well. Even though when we get into game week, we're going to do a lot of stuff good on good like that. So we got to keep doing that.
I know it wasn't as clean as you wanted today, but did you feel like you accomplished your goal of getting the 2s and 3s, more reps today?
Absolutely. Yeah, we, winning today was, I think the ones maybe, 25 to 28 reps, something like that. And 2s and 3s got the rest of it. So that was good. That was great work for them. We're going to need those guys as we head, game 1, 2, 3, 4. We talked about, hey, you may not be a guy right now on the depth chart, but man, game 3 and 4, you're going to be playing. So keep getting better. And so the day was huge for them because we can coach through that. And they can't get down on themselves maybe because they're down on the depth chart, man. We always seen it every year where guys have to step up and be able to make plays game 4 or 5.
Special teams been a highlight.
Yeah, it's been good. I think Steven, starting with him kicking, he's had some great field goals and extra point opportunities. He's done really well. Fletch has punted the ball well. Obviously feel like we're in good shape. But until we start playing games, you get under the lights. I think that's where we'll certainly be able to tell the difference. But I feel good about it right now.
Is Isaiah Rogers maybe another name on that defensive line? It feels like we've seen 55 out there a little bit more.
Yeah, he's got some quickness. He's caused some havoc for the O-line with the way he can move up front, penetrate, get in the backfield. The thing about it is a lot of guys at the D-line, and there's a few guys that are starting to show, and certainly as we get closer to the game, I think there's going to be 8, 9, 10 guys that will probably play and get in the rotation there. We want to keep those guys fresh. But Isaiah's one that certainly made some plays among some others. Jalen Hunt's another guy that's made plays all camp. Didn't go do much today. Of course, we know Corleone, but yeah, Marquez Parker, Jalen White. I mean, there's several of those guys been making plays.
I've seen after some practices where the offense didn't have the best day, Brennan would get the Are you more convinced now that this can be a player-led team and that they're motivated to take care of it? You guys don't understand?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got a great group of leaders here. I mean, these guys care about each other. They care about the team. As coaches, we kind of set the tone, but then they follow through with it, and they know it. They sense it. We meet with them, all the time, really, as the leadership group, and I'm proud of the way they've led this all season. There'll be things this year that's going to be sticky, going to be ugly, not going to go our way, but what kind of leadership we have, I know we'll bounce back from it, and but I'm proud of them.